got a couple of envelopes here full of stickers that I'm sending out to my friends Gen X and Peter Urbanowski, a couple of friends of the channel here, and both are really great people, good friends. They're both in our Discord. If you want to join our Discord and hang out with us, it's a good time. Have an awesome time. There's a link in the video description. Come on in there and hang out with us. It's like a party. But Peter and Jen are great, and they filled out the little Google form that's in the video description, so I'm sending them some free stickers and magnets, and I'll keep doing that as long as they last. Anybody who fills out the little Google form just basically tells me where to send the stickers and magnets. But I'd like to do that for you too if you fill that out. But these are going to Canada and the UK. So instead of just putting some stamps on it and dropping it in my mailbox, I'm headed to the post office because I really don't know how much postage. I don't know how much postage that's supposed to take to send these envelopes. And you know, they're not totally empty because they got a couple of magnets in them as well as some stickers, so I don't have any idea how much that's supposed to cost. Yeah, I thought it'd be fun to do a whole week with you, and that'll be something fun. You know, sometimes you got to start something and you're putting it off because you're kind of dreading it. You know it's going to be a lot of work. Honestly, the best way to get something going is just to start with the smallest possible step you can take. What is the smallest possible step you can take to get something done? For me, going to the post office this morning, you know, I don't really look forward to going to the post office and standing in line. I don't think it's anybody's favorite thing to do. But I thought, okay, what is the smallest possible step I can take to get me moving in the right direction? It was just go grab the keys to the car, right? So I went and grabbed the keys to the car, and accomplishing a tiny little step like that gives you just a little bit of mental fuel to get the next step going. And you can do this with any task or chore that you have to do, whether it's huge. It could be a huge project, you know, something at work, or it can be just something small like mowing the grass at home or something. Just think, what is the smallest possible step I can take that gets me moving in the right direction? And just accomplishing one little thing like that, it motivates your brain to basically go forward with the next step, and you kind of get this self-fulfilling prophecy, then a snowball rolling of that fuels your motivation to keep going. So I went and grabbed the car keys, and that's all the motivation I needed to get the next thing, which was, you know, get ready to head out the door, grab my coffee, everything else. And now here I am pulling up on the post office here. So one little baby step at a time. Just take it into the smallest possible bite-sized chunk you can do. Anyway, that's my advice for you here on a beginning of the week. We just had a very nice Memorial Day weekend. My office gave us Friday off as a, quote, wellness day. They said basically go take care of yourself and have a good restful Friday. And then Monday was a holiday here in the U.S. for Memorial Day. And had a nice 4-day weekend. It was very relaxing. I didn't do anything in particular. There was no special activity or anything I did. Oh, look at this. The post office isn't even crowded. Parking lot's not full. That's a good sign. I was afraid that with nobody being able to go to the post office all weekend, the place would be jam-packed, but nope. So I guess I'll run inside, drop off these envelopes, and let them wing their way to Canada and England. And I will continue to talk to you for the rest of my week. And then, you know, that gives me the weekend to package up the video, dress it up, make a thumbnail, come up with a pretty good title, I guess. And together, we'll just spend the whole week together this week. So I will try to keep it short and brief and not waste your time. But we'll have a good time together. So let me head on inside to the post office, and I'll got a couple things going to Canada and UK. That is very affordable.
Yeah. Anything else for you today? Stamps, money, or shipping supplies?
Nope. Thanks for your help. Have a great day. Surprisingly affordable. Welcome news. Less than $5 for both of those combined. So that's great. All right, let's go on with the rest of our week. Off we get. Good morning, everybody. Wednesday morning, heading over to my weekly go have breakfast with my friends day. Always look forward to it. And I was thinking this morning when I was getting ready about the way sometimes we judge other people sort of on a sliding scale of are they good people or bad people? And it seems like that might make sense at first, but it's actually kind of a problem when you do that. Because the reality is that, people aren't good or bad. It's that people are good at things and they're not good at some things. And when you start to judge other people on this sort of sliding scale of good person, bad person, eventually you start to judge yourself that way. You start to see yourself as, oh, I'm a good person and there's other bad people, right? But then, here's the insidious part. You start to assume that everybody else is doing the same thing and judging you. And you start to get a little bit worked up and upset about whether or not people think you're a good person or if they think you're a bad person. And because that's how you are viewing the world, you assume that everybody else is also viewing the world and viewing you through that lens. We sort of seem to project our own lens onto everybody else and think that everybody else sees things the way we see them. So, a lot of people walk around kind of stressed out about how the world feels about them and how the world sees them. And that comes from focusing on how they see other people negatively. And I just want to encourage you to, if you're going to judge other people and look at other people and make a judgment about them, try to keep it within the frame of, everybody's flawed. Not everybody's good at everything. Some people are good at some things, and some people are good at other things. Nobody's good at everything. And nobody's bad at everything. Everybody's good at something, right? There's something that everybody can do something. So, when you look at other people and you think about, oh, this person's a bad person. Don't let yourself think that way, because all you're doing is you're training yourself to start to believe that other people think of you the same way, and you'll start thinking that other people think you're a bad person. And even worse, you might start thinking of yourself as a bad person. That would be worst of all, wouldn't it? But reality is you're good at some things, you're not good at some things. Well, remember when Clint Eastwood said, a man's got to know his limitations. It is important for you to be able to know what you're good at. And it's important to know what you're bad at. And when you suck at something, you'll be able to point to something else and say, yeah, I'm not good at that, but I know I can do this other thing really well. Maybe you're not good at music, but you're really good at art. Maybe you're really bad at math, but you're really good at reading and grammar and writing, or vice versa. Maybe you're really bad at driving, but you're very good at organizing things or coming up with creative solutions, or vice versa. I don't know. That's my encouragement to you on this Wednesday morning as I head over to breakfast. We're all good at something. We all have things we're not good at. None of us are completely bad people, and none of us are completely good people. We're all flawed. But it's Wednesday morning, so that means I'm looking forward to doing the live stream tonight. Got a live stream every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you're hanging in with me this far, maybe you'd like that. Come on in and hang out with the group. Chill out at the cool kids table. We'd love to have you. I'll save you a seat. We'll have a good time. You'll meet some nice folks, make some new friends. That'd be a good thing. Imagine making some new friends. What a good thing that would be. All right, sounds cool. I'm over here almost at the breakfast point, so I will catch up with you in a little bit, all right? Well, hello there. Hello again, I should say, as we work our way through our week. It is Thursday. Had an awesome live stream last night. Our weekly Wednesday night live stream was fantastic last night, even though I've been under the weather and my voice is pretty much shot. But we had a great time. The chat was fantastic last night. So many great folks and great people. I just can't say enough about you guys. What a fun time we had. And I shared with folks this idea that I'm bringing you on a ride along my entire week here. My winning the week ride along as we go. Today I'm right quick. We're going to run over and do a couple of errands. I have to just pick up a couple of things at the grocery store here. And maybe I'll run over to the car wash. The car is filthy. I don't know if you guys ever do this. I signed up for a subscription at the local car wash here. There's a place called Rising Tide Car Wash that targets and focuses on and hires almost exclusively autistic employees, young people, and it's great. They're awesome. They're often, they can be a challenge, but they're also a joy to be around. And I like supporting this business, this local business that does that, employs autistic people. But I subscribe to that for like $30 a month or something. Basically, for the price of 2 car washes, I can go anytime I want, as often as I want. It's awesome. And unfortunately, at my house where I park, it's right underneath a mahogany tree. Disgusting tree. It's pretty, and they're good for making beautiful guitars. But man, that tree is just, it sheds filthiness all the time. Not to mention, when it's dropping its seed pods, it tries to kill you. But so I might run over to the car wash. I was thinking about people who are chronically late, and I've talked about this before. I made a video once kind of railing against people who are chronically late, and that they are disrespectful, and that they're not conscious of other people's time, and they're disrespectful of your time, and kind of raging against it. But I think I must be mellowing in my old age here, you guys. I had a change of heart on people who are chronically late. And I'm not talking about somebody who's every once in a while running late. I'm talking about people who just, there's people who get a reputation for always being the late one all the time. And what I think's happening is, I think that some people view time differently than other people. Specifically, the ability to visualize the future. I have heard that there are certain indigenous groups that really struggle to visualize the future, or to see a future of themselves, or even understand implications of things that can happen to themselves in the future. And so they're always thinking primarily about the current day, them. And I think that that's not just something that's limited to, undiscovered cultures of people, indigenous or primitive people. There's tribes out there that still have never been contacted by modern society, and they're still living basically a Stone Age life. That's crazy. But it's true. And I think that same mental feature can apply on a less aggressive scale, on a less noticeable scale to some people. I think some people just tend to focus on what they're doing now and where they are now, and they don't think so much about themselves in the future, and they don't think so much about the implications for their future selves. Like, I don't think they see the impact that their current actions have that's going to affect them in the future. Or if they do, they don't think of that as really being themselves. They don't see the person who's going to feel that impact as actually being themselves. They don't feel that pain. I know that when I'm getting ready to go somewhere, I'm looking at the clock like every 10 minutes instinctively, and keeping track of how much time is passing. And I know I have to be out the door by a certain amount of time, because I've worked backwards from what time I want to get somewhere, which is usually 5 minutes early. And I've worked backwards the travel time, and then how long it takes to get out the door, and how long it takes to get ready. So I've got a mental list of benchmarks along the way. When I look at the clock, I know I'm running late, or I'm running ahead. I'm running late, I'm running ahead. And I can adjust my speed accordingly to make sure that I'm leaving when I said I need to leave. But I think some people aren't conceptualizing themselves in the future. They just think of themselves where they are right now in the current time, and they're not even thinking of it as a possibility that they could be late, because that's something that happens in the future almost to somebody else. So I'm gonna try to have a lot more mercy and grace on people who are habitually late, because they're not doing it on purpose, because they're not doing it, they don't know they're doing it. They are literally not trying to do this. This is just the way that they see the passage of time the reality of the universe, they see it completely different. And how can you fault somebody, for living in a universe the way that they see it? You can't. It's not their fault. So, I don't know, maybe I'm completely wrong on this one. This is a wacky one for a Thursday afternoon to be thinking about. I just want to run in the grocery store. But I was thinking about that this morning, and I thought maybe there's a reframe in there for me somewhere. Instead of thinking, some people are habitually late because they're insensitive, to think some people, instead, my reframe will be that some people live in the now and they don't conceptualize themselves in the future, or they don't conceptualize the ramifications of things happening to people in the future as affecting themselves, right? I don't know. I'd love to hear you guys' comments on this one. If you're still watching at this point, this video is going to be rather long because here we are Thursday already. What are we up to? I predict I haven't done the edit on this, but I bet we're probably at 13 minutes or something already in this video. So I'm going to laugh if I actually get the edit done and it's 20 minutes at this point when I say that. I hope not. I don't want the video to be that long, but it might be. Anyway, let's run inside the store here, grab a couple things, get the important stuff, and I'll catch up with you in a little while. All right, attempt at the grocery store was successful. I was able to pick up the very small number of things I need. I'm the kind of person that likes to make several shorter trips to the grocery store a week rather than one massive haul like every payday or twice per payday or whatever your cycle is. I don't know. I'd rather run over there 3, sometimes even 4 times a week and just grab a couple things. Seems like, especially if you're getting things like apples or something that's freshness based, just seems like, I don't know, if you get apples twice a week, don't you get fresher apples than you do at the end of the week if you get them once a week? I don't know. But like I said, I'm going to run over and get a car wash here at the Rising Tide. And, our weather this week has been kind of a pain in the butt because every day it said it's going to rain tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and the weather says it's going to rain tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and it says, well, yeah, it's going to rain tomorrow. And it's like that song, Someday Never Comes. They're also saying when the rain does finally break through and hit us, it's going to be like 10 days in a row of rain. Now, you guys know that I preach optimism. I want to share with you how I will think of something optimistically. Some people might see this pessimistically and say, it's going to rain. What's the point in washing your car when it's going to rain? In fact, a lot of people say, oh, it rained because you washed your car. Since you washed your car, now it's going to rain. Well, I'm using washing my car as a way to trigger the rain on purpose. I already told you that I have a subscription at this car wash, so it's not like I'm wasting money. I can get my car washed every day if I want to. It doesn't cost any different. $30 a month for unlimited car washes? But I feel like taking my car over here to the car wash is actually going to cause the rain, because it always rains when you wash your car. So I'm going to get the rain started on purpose here by, let's go in the car wash here and get this thing going. And then we'll have rain for a week or longer. It was kind of weird at the end there. This person in front of me just basically put on the brakes and held their car in place at the car wash. And my car was literally an inch from their car. And I put on the brakes and had to stop it from running into them. Don't put on your brakes in the car wash, people. Eventually shut down the whole car wash. Don't put on your brakes in the car wash. Just let it pull you guys. Public service announcement. All right, well. Let's see, what else is for Thursday? I've got band practice tonight. And then before you know it, it'll be Friday, which is my favorite. And then we'll be off to the races for the weekend. We've had a great week here, guys. This has been awesome. Despite feeling sick and despite being, not at 100%, being under the weather a little bit, it's still been a good week. And I got no complaints. No notes, as they say in Hollywood. So I guess I'll sign off here. Don't forget, this is a value for value channel, which means I don't do advertising. I don't take sponsors. I don't let advertisers control what I say and tell me what I can and cannot say. This channel's support is strictly driven by your memberships and your donations. If you want to go to tipjar.winningtheweek.org, you can throw me a tip or become a member, anything like that. I got a lot of great members-only videos and members-only posts. You can become a member for $1 a month, super cheap. And other than that, I will continue the week, and I'm sure I'll be seeing you again before the week is out. So thanks for riding along with me here to the grocery store and the car wash. And man, who knows what other good things. I'm just looking forward to the rain at this point. I'm looking forward to the week of rain. 10 days of rain headed my way. My yard needs it, honestly. I don't like to run. I don't have an in-ground sprinkler system and never have. If I need to water it, I'll drag the hose out with one of them water sprinklers that go back and forth. But we get so much rain in Florida, you guys. We get 60 inches of rain a year, which is double what places like Pennsylvania and New York get. It's a ton of rain. Anyway, why am I talking about that to you? You don't care. You don't care about that? All right. How'd that light get turned on? All right, I'll talk to you in a little bit. We'll move along with the week here. Well, that worked. We got a gully washer of a rainstorm last night. So once again, proves my theory correct that if you need it to rain, just wash your car. But today's Friday, been a very busy day at work. I've been in back-to-back calls, been a very busy day today. But I would say that it's productive. It's been a productive day. Let me get in the shade here. It's a little bit hot out here. Yeah, productive day. It's nice when you have a lot of calls at work and you're back-to-back meetings, but they're all productive and you're getting things done. That's a good feeling. But I did get a chance at lunchtime to come out here, spend a little bit of time in the garden, check on things. Looks like the rain, I mean, it was really raining hard rain. But doesn't look like it damaged anything, didn't destroy anything. That happens. Sometimes we get rain that comes down so hard it destroys a plant or something. But everything looks fine. Things are bursting into bloom out here in South Florida, which is good. And the butterflies and the dragonflies and the bees are all having a field day out here. So garden's working great. Garden's looking awesome. House is looking nice. My son has pulled a whole bunch of lawn furniture out of the shed. And I think he wants to move a drum set out into the shed out of his room, which he's holding on to, for somebody else. I said, I don't know if being out in the shed is going to be good for drums. But he said, hey, I'm going to tell the guy they're in the shed. If you want them, come get them. So maybe that's a good idea. Maybe that's what he needed to do all along. But hey, it's Friday, tomorrow's the weekend, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video. This has been a great week. I hope you've enjoyed coming along with me and spending my week with me. I'm going to try this again for a few weeks and see how it goes. But finishing up the week here, like I said, I wanted to show you how I win the week. And one way I do that is just always trying to look on the bright side of things, always trying to see the optimistic side of things, and I think we've accomplished that. I think we've managed to overcome some obstacles, and boy, the dragonflies, this happens every time it rains. I got some bare patches here in the yard that I'm working on. There's a product you can order called Get Sunday, and they ship you different chemicals. You take a soil sample and send it to them, and then they send you chemicals to put on the lawn throughout the course of a year. So it's not a immediate fix. There's no quick fix to that, but I got some bare patches here in the yard. So hopefully, if you put down sod and if you have an underlying problem, it comes right back. So it's been fun. I've been enjoying bringing you guys along with me this week. So we'll try this a few more times. Hey, come here. It's a zebra butterfly. Florida state butterfly, don't you know? Butterflies love these plants I've got out in front of my house there and the back. They just love it. Well, listen, that's all I got for you. I won't hold you up anymore. I won't keep you any longer, but thanks for hanging out with me all week. It's been a great time, and we'll do this again next week, okay? But that's how we win the week. I want to hear your winning stories. Tell me down in the comments below how your week went and how you won. Does that sound good? And I'll see you in the next video. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. I'll see you later.